Good evening, everyone. Welcome to StudyIQ platform, YouTube platform, one of the largest platforms for the civil service and other exams, other competitive exam in India. So, in this session, good evening. Good evening, Mr. जो लिखी से तुम्हें गौरी वो पिला. Okay, thank you, Savio. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to StudyIQ platforms. This session I will go through, that is the volcanoes and what the earthquake. In details रे आमे जीवा पूरा details रे देखबा volcanic and earthquake को details रे देखिबा कि why and which regions पूरा देखो. This lesson would be a mains perspective plus prelim, both will help करबा, and I will definitely cover both in perspective way, so that will help you, right? That will what help you. So this is my target, is that let's say कि जेमती तुमको पचार कि where is the active volcano of India lies, को आमरो extinct अच्छी कोटा तमरो एमती सब बहुत सारा क्वेश्चन आसुची, तो ताको हमें इजीली हैंडल कर परिवा, राइट? दैट गुड इवनिंग. हाँ मु देख लिया, राइट? सो दिस टॉपिक वी विल कवर. Right. So now first of all, why this earthquake and volcano? Because earthquake and volcano is the natural disaster, and this one is one of the favorite area where the civil service examination they do focus. In case of India, recently it was just if you go through this slide, just let me go through this slide, you will have image here. Recently, on what here you can see the 118 kilometer away from the Andaman and Nicobar Island, on the 16th of June at 2:44 p.m. the earthquake struck here. That means this is what 17th. We are on the 17th of June. आमे 17 तारीख दिन डिस्कस करू छे. नाउ ठीक 16 तारीख दिन अंडमान निकोबार रे earthquake हुए केते 4.8 magnitude earthquake हुए. That means somewhere here and there earthquake is happening each day. Every day there is not a single day out of 365 days where the earthquake is not happening. Earthquake is happening. Great, great. बहुत बढ़िया. तमे you are doing what in Bangalore you are right now? Okay, preparing for the OS exam. Great, great job. Okay. See, what is happening now, and that is why the recent earthquake I'm showing you the recent one. But the topic is what? The topic is that the volcano or the earthquake of in. So if that one is, let's say that one is happening there, so that one is what happening there. Okay, so now this Andaman and Nicobar, that is the 16th of June ray volcanic earthquake way. What is the reason? The reason is this region is a fragile zone. This region is a fragile zone. I mean, this is what a convergent boundary. This one is what close to the convergent boundary. So here is the convergent boundary lies. That means plate tectonic मतलब समझते किसी न किसी पढ़ते हो. I believe so. Yes, somehow here and there you might have gone through the plate tectonic, right? So that means this region here, what happens, as I said, this region there is a plate boundary. As this region is having plate boundary, so here is what subduction zone, and that is why ମୁଁ ତମମାନଙ୍କୁ କହୁଛି कि याकू हमको पढ़ियाकू पड़िबो in depth रे. ताले ये जो subduction zone रहउची, okay. So is a subduction zone आमे कहले मु जोटा कहले तुमको subduction zone. This zone is what? So this is the eastern margin. This is the eastern margin of Indo-Australian plate, or तुम कहबो कि Andaman मतलब इंडियन प्लेट भी कहीं कौन इंडियन प्लेट के कुछ इंडियन इंडो ऑस्ट्रेलियन प्लेट जहाँ भी हो. सो बिकॉज ऑफ द प्लेट मार्जिन, बिकॉज ऑफ द सबडक्शन जोन चलता है. तो इसमें अगर भाई आगे चलेंगे ना कि क्यों होता है वेदर मतलब हाँ ये अंडमान निकोबार इज द सोल रीजन, राइट, वेदर अंडमान निकोबार इज द सोल रीजन. गुड इवनिंग लीना. Right, whether this one is the sole region, right, whether this one is the sole region that earthquake is so prone here, right, as I said, as I mentioned कि देखो पूरा latest ये दे दिया. हाँ, this is not the sole region, as I said, this is not what sole region. Then which other region are prone for the earthquake? It's a Himalayan region, it's a Purbanchal, it's a Gujarat coast. They are also prone, they are also what, prone to the earthquake. So that is why these regions, so this is not the single region, right, other region are also prone to the earthquake. So let's see the earthquake now. So some of the region will be there would be, here you can see the earthquake map. Where does earthquake happens in India? Starting from all the way here you can see the red margin. This is live picture I have copied from the Google, from the actually live. I'm doing copy, I'm getting the image from the Google, I'm getting the image from the what I would say the ISRO, I'm getting the image from any other sources. Live picture, that means whenever I'm doing or getting this picture, at the meantime wherever these places or where the earthquake is happening, where has recently occurred, like this. तो ये उसका पूरा ना डिटेल मैप से उसका पूरा मैप है. एंड हियर यू कैन सी द रेड स्पॉट, हियर यू कैन सी इस मतलब आज ही हुआ है, यहाँ पे आज ही हुआ है. द येलो मतलब 2-4 दिन हो गया बस अर्थक्वेक हुए. मतलब ये ग्रीन मतलब हो गया 1 महीने 2 महीने 3 महीने हो गया तो वहाँ पे अर्थक्वेक हुआ था. दिस इज लाइक दैट, राइट. तो इसलिए ये जो ब्लू पैचेस, ग्रीन पैचेस, येलो पैचेस, रेड बॉल्स, दिस 1 महीने पहले कहाँ पे हुआ, आज कहाँ पे हुआ है, कल कहाँ पे हुआ. तो ये जो कलर जैसे कि येलो ना, येलो ये जो दिख रहा है ना, ये थोड़ा पूरा ज़्यादा पीला है और थोड़ा ये मतलब रेडिश टाइप का जिसको आप बोल सकते हैं. तो यहाँ पे जैसे कल हुआ है मतलब 1 से 7 दिन के अंदर, 1 to 7 डेज के अंदर अगर कहीं पर अर्थक्वेक हुआ है तो दिस विल सिंबल. अगर आज हुआ है तो ये रेड सिंबल हो गया, और ये येलो मतलब 1 महीना हो गया, ये हो गया तो येलो हो गया. ग्रीन और थोड़ा लेट हो गया, लेकिन अर्थक्वेक तो हो रहा है ना. So but earthquake is happening. If you see into the map, so starting from all the way, so this region is so much of earthquake is happening. बहुत सारे earthquake यहाँ पे हो रहा है, यहाँ पे भी हो रहा है, यहाँ पे भी हो रहा है. So this earthquake zone starts like this, and bend all the way to region. But यहाँ पे अगर देखोगे ना, the mainland of India, the peninsula, earthquake बहुत कम है. और ये जो earthquake जहाँ पे भी हो रहा है, this is along the Rift Valley. This is along the what, Rift Valley. Here you can see this is what, Rift Valley. This one is the what, Narmada Rift Valley. So along the Rift Valley, and this one is Gujarat coast. तो यहाँ पे हो रहा है. Or other way I would say the Himalayan region, or other way Himalayan region. So this is the region that is prone to the earthquake. तो ये Narmada Rift Valley, that means wherever the Rift Valley is, that is also somehow, right, though they are not so much prone to the earthquake, but little bit of the intensity would be less. Magnitude मतलब यहाँ पे कम होगा. Earthquake, they are also coming here, right. So now all the way starting from here, so these regions are what, prone to the earthquake. ना ये मैप पे पता चल रहा है कि हाँ भाई यहाँ पे earthquake हो रहा है, ये तो पता चल रहा है सबको, right. इसमें ही पता चलता है कि हाँ भाई हो रहा है. किसी को समझ में आ रहा है ना, बिल्कुल सबको समझ में आ रहा है. तो ये हो गया कि हाँ भाई यहाँ पे अर्थक्वेक हो गया. फिर दूसरा क्वेश्चन आता है कि ठीक है तो ये हो गया तो अर्थक्वेक मैप, हाँ भाई पता चल गया कि इधर इधर हिमालय पे ये प्रोन है. द नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न रीजन इज सो प्रोन फॉर द अर्थक्वेक. उत्तराखंड इज सो प्रोन, खास करिए what your Uttarakhand Nepal border, see this is the earthquake map of India. Then तो फिर हमें ये पढ़ना पड़ेगा कि what are the causes of earthquake. causes पे तो हम बिल्कुल जाएंगे, उसमें हम जाएंगे बिल्कुल. ताकि मध्य टिके देखिए दवा, राइट. आई थिंक कि हिंदी इज कंफर्टेबल टू ऑल, राइट. चलो फिर ना earthquake तो हमें देखिए दिला कि yes these are the earthquake prone zone. Now why these are the earthquake prone zone of India? See, this one is earthquake prone zone of India because of plate movement. Because of what? Indian plate is moving like this. The Indian plate is moving like this. As the Indian plate is moving like this, so it is colliding with the Eurasian plate. This side is your Eurasian plate and this one is Indian plate. right, the part of landmass. As this one is going, so this is the collision zone. So this is the zone. Let's say this one is the boundary. This one is the boundary for what? That Eurasian plate. And here, so both the plates, they are coming and colliding. So this is the region of collision. This is the region of what? Collision of the both plates. That means I would say continental. So what the meeting place is what? Continental. I means both the continents, they are colliding. There would be subduction would be very little. Why there is less subduction? Because both the continents will have same sort of density, will have same sort of what I would say thickness. That is why had it be oceanic one, that could have been the different result could have been, right? Just imagine if the Indian plates were oceanic one, then the whole of the plate could have been what I would say consumed, right? That could have been consumed. And this mountain range, as the present time you are looking, this mountain could have been also in different form. Either the whole region would have a different range, or the, like it could have converted into caldera, that could have called it caldera, or कुछ भी mountains, or let's say और एक range बन जाता, ऐसे कुछ नहीं है. As this one is a continental one, this one is a continental one, so there would be collision in the maximum. What collision? जैसे कि आपको सब मतलब सब ने कुछ कुछ पढ़ा होगा आपने, right? Good evening everyone. It's what? Buffering. Okay, buffering. Why this buffering is happening? Let me see. एक मिनट. Parallel ranges are there like Sivalik, Middle Himalaya, the Greater Himalaya. These are the range, and every range will have so much of reaches. Each range will have numerous reaches, right? So when let's say Himalayan is a system, just believe if there were another system, अगर वहाँ पे और एक सिस्टम बन जाता, और एक माउंटेन सिस्टम बन जाता, तो ये अलग अलग सिस्टम होता, एक ही जगह पे दिख रहा है. तो अगर ऐसे बन जाता ना, तो उसको हम उसको बोलते कल्टीलेरा. That means a group of mountain, that means a group of system will be there. तो वो हो जाता आपका कॉल्डिलेरा, राइट? अब समझ में आ रहा है, राइट? कॉल्डिलेरा. सो दैट इज व्हाई एज दिस वन इज ए टेक्टोनिक जोन. चलो फिर उसको भी भूल जाओ भाई, उसको भी भूल जाओ. फिर भी अगर आपको कोई क्वेश्चन पूछे कि व्हाई हिमालय इज हैविंग सो मच ऑफ अर्थक्वेक, चलो इसको मैं ना यहाँ पे दिखाता हूँ कि व्हाई हिमालय इज हैविंग सो मच ऑफ अर्थक्वेक. प्लेट टेक्टोनिक इज अ रीजन, नो डाउट दैट इज द रीजन. बट वेदर प्लेट टेक्टोनिक के अलावा और क्या लिख सकते हैं हम? अगर सोचो मेंस लिख रहे हो आप आंसर, somebody is writing mains answer, whether he will always write plate tectonic is the reason? No, you have to write the fault lines. You have to write what? The fault lines. So there is number of fault lines like the CBT central, that is what? Boundary thrust. Let's say I like CBT, then MBT, there would be BBT, or let's say BT, or let's say ABT. So these are what? T for thrust. There could be central boundary thrust, there could be main boundary thrust, there could be frontal boundary thrust. So these are the thrust in the Himalayan region. They are the what? Thrust or fault line, or fault line. Simple, you have to write these are what? CBT, MBT, FBT, these are fault line. They are what? Simple fault lines in the Himalayan region. Because of these fault lines, right, when the plates moves like this, let's say this one is a plate Eurasian and this one is the Himalayan plate, they are moving. So on the what? Fault axis, on the what? Fault axis, there would be what? Rupture, there would be what? Rupture, there would be friction. That friction will generate the waves, that friction will what? Generate the waves. So basically these fault lines, they are the major cause for the earthquake happenings in the Himalayan region. But if you are generally just writing yes because of the tectonic, but you are leaving some important keywords like, as I said, CBT, MBT, FBT, this thing you are leaving behind. or I would say Indo-Tibetan suture zone. You can also mention that one, Indo-Tibetan suture zone. Okay, that is also a fault line, the between what Tibet and the Greater Himalaya, right? Tibet and Greater Himalaya. This CBT is between Greater Himalaya and Middle Himalaya. MBT is between Middle Himalaya and Sivalik, and the FBT is between Sivalik and Gangetic Plain. These are the fault axes there. These fault axes are the major reason for the earthquake happenings in the Himalayan region. Good evening, Lucky. Okay, done everyone. Hope सबको समझ में आ रहा है. So these are the what very important concept, as I said. These are very important concept. देखो इसको अगर अच्छे से पढ़ लिया ना तो फिर आपका concept build हो जा रहा है, right? तो इसको थोड़ा सा देख लेना. तो मैंने जो भी बोला उसको देख लेना. तो ये आपका एक रीजन हो गया, राइट? तो हिमालयन रीजन पे क्यों अर्थक्वेक हो रहा है तो उसको हमने देख लिया. इफ लेट्स से द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन आई विल से कि व्हाई गुजरात इज हैविंग अर्थक्वेक, व्हाई गुजरात इज सो प्रोन फॉर द अर्थक्वेक. लेट्स से समबडी विल आस्क यू कि भाई गुजरात पे क्या हो गया फिर. हाँ, गुजरात, व्हाई गुजरात, व्हाई दिस वन कच्छ रीजन, व्हाई दिस कच्छ इज प्रोन टू द अर्थक्वेक, राइट? हिमालय रीजन तो ये समझ में आता है, राइट? ठीक है, तो ये तो हाँ हमें समझ में आ गया कि भाई ठीक है कि चलो हाँ हिमालय पे टेक्टोनिक रीजन है, प्लेट टेक्टोनिक हो रहा है. there is CBT, there is MBT, there is FBT, these are the thrust lines are there, they are the reason for what earthquake. पता से ये गुजरात पे क्यों हो रहा है. now चलो central boundary thrust, that is what central boundary thrust, as you asked Debasis, that is Bharti Panda, कि what is CBT, that is what central boundary thrust. So these are the thrust, right? So these are happening here, what that is happening here. तो इसके चलते ना, so that is one of the reason I said, right? So this one is the reason. Now next is that, next is what, now we have to focus on why here Gujarat. देखो गुजरात in 2001, if you can remember, in the 2001 there is a devastating, मतलब 10,000, लगभग 10,000 लोग मर गए थे गुजरात का earthquake, and there was what the earthquake that struck, and that times our present Prime Minister Honorable Modi ji, that time he used to be the Gujarat Chief Minister, right? So when he was Gujarat Chief Minister, that means Gujarat also experienced so much of devastation. Like recently the Ahmedabad plane crash, when I say Ahmedabad plane crash, that goods bombs comes, and literally that is sudden event, beyond the description, right? More than 300 people died in a single shot, and that is beyond the description. Let it be, but obviously the heart fails, and the heart goes for them, and the heart fails for their relatives as well. Chalo fir, why this Gujarat for the earthquake? Now the Gujarat also prone for the earthquake, as I said. Yes, what the Gujarat is prone because of this one is Arabian plate, this one is your Eurasian plate, right? This one is your Indian plate. Now these three plates, they are meeting together. The three plates, they are meeting together. So that is why Gujarat is so prone for the what earthquake. The three plates, they are what meeting together. The Indian plates meeting here, the Eurasian plate meeting here, the Arabian plate meeting here. So this is the trijunction of triple plate. So triple threat also there. Triple plate means what? Triple threat as well. So you can find that triple threat is there, right? This is the fast region. Now that is why Gujarat is prone to the earthquake. This is the fast region, right? Right. So this is the fast region. Okay, why there is happening, or the why exactly the earthquake happening in the Gujarat. Now what is the second? Because of fault line. Because of what? Fault line. Gujarat also having, this is also this region in the Little Kutch, there it I would say what great run of Kutch, in the Little Kutch and run of Kutch, that region, right? So here there is number of fault lines. So this number of fault lines also one of the region. The number of fault lines also there, right? तो यहाँ पे अगर जूम करके देखोगे ना, अगर आपने कभी फुर्सत मिला So you can also go into the fault lines. Just Google it, what are the fault lines are there in the Kutch region, a little Kutch or run of Kutch. Then you will have number of fault lines are coming out. These fault lines, as I mentioned, here also fault lines, here also fault lines. So whenever we're writing the answer, you just write the fault line. So here what you have to write, that is the little Kutch, there were fault lines, little Kutch, there is run of Kutch. So both the region is having fault line, both the region in this region. So that is why this is also very important. That is also pushing, that is also hastening, that is also what I would say one of the reason that causes but maximum so much of what frequency. Frequency, though frequency is less, but whenever earthquake happens in this region, that would be very dangerous. Okay, चलो फिर बफरिंग हो रहा है आज, पता नहीं यार क्यों बफरिंग हो रहा है. दिस इज हैपनिंग, बफरिंग इज हैपनिंग हियर. पता नहीं यार बफरिंग थोड़ा हो रहा है, राइट. चलो फिर, ना दिस इज द रीजन एंड नाउ ये हमने देख लिया. नेक्स्ट आई विल कम्स. So now here is certain, I have picked certain examples of earth. The dangerous one in 1897 Assam earthquake, that is 8 point. This is one of the highest magnitude. The massive damage in northeastern region. Then it was Kangra earthquake, Himachal Pradesh, 1905, 7.8. Himalayan earthquake, 20,000 people killed. Then in 1934 Bihar Nepal earthquake, 8 point magnitude. This is also 30,000 people died. Then Latur Maharashtra 6.2, उसमें भी 10,000 लगभग लोग मर गए. Bhuj earthquake 20 that in 2001, 20,000 people died, right. Then 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, 9.1 magnitude. Can you see 9.1 magnitude? 18,000 plus people died in Indian coastal region, right. So these are the some of the important earthquake that example I have taken with you, right. Some of the examples, these are the good examples that I have taken for you. So these examples you can write, these examples you can write where? You can write in mains exam. In the mains exam you can put these examples, right. You can put these examples in the mains exam. You can put these examples in इसको अगर याद कर लिया तो आप केस स्टडीज पे डाल सकते हो. You can put it into the case studies, right. These are the certain that earthquakes with magnitudes, with location, right. Whenever you are writing the earthquake questions, you can put you can give these examples कि देखो ये सारे earthquakes हुआ है and these are the 8 points, 9 points, 7.7. These are here you can see the Bhuj, that's 7.7, 8 point. These are what if sometimes if crosses 8.5, 8 and 8 point, so these are very devastating, right. So ये बहुत ही dangerous हो जाता है. So that is why. So these are the some examples. So causes now, apart from that, so obviously the StudyIQ is having what? The Odisha PCS Aarambh batch 4.0 is there, right. इसको आप देख सकते हैं, batch is starting on the 23rd of June 2025. You can enroll this one, right. ये बहुत ही अफोर्डेबल प्राइस है Aarambh 4.0. This one is very important, right. इसको भी आप enroll अगर कोई करना चाहते हो तो you can do it, and we are having bunch of good faculties. They will lead from the front. Now causes of earthquake in India. What is the reason कि earthquake इंडिया पे क्यों हो रहा है? Point 1, इसको पूरा मेंस आंसर पे पूरा इसको ऐसे ही लिखना चाहिए. You can do it, but you have to minimize the word. You have to what? Minimize the word. You are just giving this point, write 2 lines or 3 lines with an example. That would be enough. You can draw a map as well. अगर किसी भी आंसर लिख रहे हो ना, you have to give what? Example. You have to give what? You have to put that is the map. These things are necessary. Right. Now, now here you can see the reason for India. In India, what are the causes of earthquake in India? The causes is, one is plate tectonic, as we have discussed. The Indian lies in the plate boundary, that is the, here is what, Indian plate which is colliding with the Eurasian plate. इसको हमने पहले भी देख चुके हैं. Right, we have already talked this. This collision causes immense pressures leading to the earthquakes in the what, Himalayan region, and most of, right here you can see the Kangra, that is 1934 Bihar, 2015 Nepal earthquake. So these are the very important. तो हमने प्लेट टेक्टोनिक लिख लिया, उसका एग्जाम्पल भी हमें मिल गया. Right, so this is how you have to write the answer. This is precise way. This is example. These are the 3 lines, only 3 lines I have written, only 3 lines, and here is the examples. तो एक के बस आपको 2-3 लाइन पे लिखना है, then you have to give the examples, then एक मैप ऐड कर देना, बस हो गया आपका आंसर. Right, these things you have to do. Okay, so these are the things. Now comes to the fault lines. Now fault lines, as I talked about the fault lines, this is very important, the fault lines. The second important cause is the what, fault lines and the plate boundaries. What, fault line and plate boundaries, correct? Just a minute. Fault line and plate boundaries, right? So earthquake often occurs along the fault lines. Crack, अर्थ पे अगर कहीं पे क्रैक होगा तो ये, आई वॉज डिस्कसिंग दैट कि हिमालय पे बहुत सारा फॉल्ट लाइन्स है. दैट फॉल्ट लाइन्स आर व्हाट, एमबीटी, सीबीटी, एफबीटी, लाइक दैट. गुजरात पे भी बहुत सारे फॉल्ट है, लिटिल कच्छ पे फॉल्ट है, रन ऑफ कच्छ पे फॉल्ट है. दिस फॉल्ट्स आर देयर. अदर सेड हिमालयन रीजन, कच्छ रीजन, देखो जो मैंने बोला था वो वहीं पे है, कच्छ रीजन पे है. अलंग द कच्छ वहाँ पे भी फॉल्ट है. 2001 जो भूज अर्थक्वेक हुआ था, दैट वाज अलंग द फॉल्ट लाइन. कच्छ पे जो लिटिल रन ऑफ जो एंड कच्छ पे, दोनों पे है. एक तो लिटिल रन पे है, एक तो कच्छ पे है. सो यहाँ पे बहुत सारे छोटे छोटे फॉल्ट है और एक बड़ा फॉल्ट भी है. तो इन सारे फॉल्ट मिला के दैट टुगेदर दे आर कॉजिंग द व्हाट, दे आर कॉजिंग द प्रॉब्लम्स. अदरवाइज तो नंबर ऑफ अर्थक्वेक वुड हैव बीन रिड्यूस, वो थोड़ा कम हो जाता. राइट, तो ये जो फॉल्ट लाइन्स है, these fault lines are very important in the Kutch region, in the Himalayan region. So whenever you are writing the answer, please make sure that you are writing these fault lines. You are writing, you are drawing the map, you are putting example, you are putting thrust lines और fault lines. इसको सब देना पड़ेगा. रिसेंट एग्जाम्पल भी दे दो, जैसे काल ही हुआ है उसको भी आप डाल दो. तो ये सारे अगर हम एट ए टाइम दे देंगे ना, सो दैट विल मेक से व्हाट, कंप्लीट एंड द सेंस ऑफ एग्जाम, वो ठीक रहेगा. ठीक है, राइट. समझ में आ रहा है सबको, एवरीवन समझ में आ रहा है? राइट, दिक्कत होगा तो फिर बोल देना. राइट, इफ somebody is facing problems, not understanding the things, you can reach out. चलो, और यहाँ पे जैसे मैं पढ़ा रहा हूँ, हमारा जो पेड बैच है ना, वैसे ही वहाँ पे भी पढ़ाता है, मतलब विथ डिटेल्स ना. 3 नंबर वाला जो पॉइंट है, ट्रांसप्लेट एक्टिविटीज. एक तो हमने देख लिया कि भाई प्लेट बाउंड्रीज हो सकता है, दैट कुड बी. द अनदर कुड बी व्हाट, द अनदर कुड बी दैट इज द फॉल्ट लाइंस. व्हाट कुड बी द नेक्स्ट कॉज? द नेक्स्ट कॉज ऑफ द अर्थक्वेक इज द इंट्राप्लेट एक्टिविटीज. What is intraplate activities? Whether human factors could be, yes, we can't deny that human is not a reason for the earthquake. That I will call it what, in my terms I call it, that is anthropogeomorphology. I call it what, anthropogeomorphology. I call it anthropogeomorphology. Then why anthropogeomorphology? I means somehow the geomorphology is been also pushed is been also pushed because of the human activities, because we are in the age or era, we are in the era of anthropogenic era. We are what? In the era of anthropogenic era. We are in the age of IT, in the age of IT. As the let's say, for example, I would say Kerala landslide. Everybody aware of that Venat landslide, which killed thousands of people, isn't it? Hundreds of people, thousands of people died in the Kerala landslides, and even if families were completely destroyed in the last itself, in the last monsoon. वो हुआ था, सबको याद है. Why did that happens? Why did he? Why it was? Why that took place here in Venad? वहाँ पे ही क्यों हुआ भाई? Whether human factors was induced? Yes, that induced. Human was one of the factor. Human was what? That anthropogeomorphology I am talking about. That Venad landslide, देखो वो ना लैंडस्लाइड जो वेनाड पे हुआ था वो होना ही था. Why? देखो आज नहीं होता तो लेट्स से if अगर human interferes वहाँ पे नहीं करता, if there were no human factors in the Venad, the landslide would have occurred after 50 years or the 100 years. Because of the human interference, because of the human overload, because of the human activities, because of the tunnel, because of the resort, because of the faulty agricultural practices, mono agricultural practices, deforestation, all these factors cumulatively that has seen. अगर वहां पे लैंडस्लाइड 50 साल के बाद होता ना, उसको हमने आज ही करवा दिया. वाई? वी हैव रिड्यूस द टाइम बिकॉज ऑफ आवर ह्यूमन एक्टिविटीज. एंड टाइम तो हमने कमा दिया, घटा दिया, लेकिन इंटेंसिटी को हमने बढ़ा दिया. बट इंटेंसिटी इंक्रीज, एंड दैट इज वाई द वेनेट लैंडस्लाइड बिकम सो डेवास्टेशन. वी हैव रिड्यूस द टाइम and we have increased the intensity because of that anthropogeomorphology activities. Why? Good evening. Jagatpati Tudu, good evening. So because of that anthropogeomorphology activities, and that is why I am frequently repeating that word, that anthropogeomorphology. So that is the reason, and hence let's say in the region of Koyna. Okay, I will come to that point. Let's say go through this point. Okay, we have gone through the first and the second point of the causes of earthquake. Now we are on the third point of the causes of earthquake. Here what? That means plate tectonics ऐसे भी होता है. In the some earthquakes occurs within the plate, not at the margin. For example, let's say India is here. This is the margin of plate in Himalayan region. But अगर यहाँ पे earthquake हो गया तो earthquake that does not make earthquake will happens always on the margin of the plate. Margin of plate is what? Either it could be divergent boundary, either it could be convergent boundary, or it could be transform boundary. तीनों, there is what? Three boundaries, three margin. Either it would be what I just say transform, or it would be convergent, or it would be divergent. It will move away. Divergent boundary, convergent boundary, and transform boundary. Three boundaries are there. So earthquake generally happens in the, that is what? Boundary, in the boundaries of the plate. But sometimes they may happens here in the intraplate. In the intraplate, here is intraplate, there is no source of what? Margin. This reason whether there is a margin, no, this is a what? Single plate. ऐसे हो सकता है. जैसे कि 1993 लाथूर पे हुआ है, महाराष्ट्र लाथूर रीजन. दिस इज वेरी प्रोन फॉर द ड्रॉट प्रोन एरिया. अगर किसी ने भी पढ़ा, मतलब कभी भी न्यूज़ पर उठाते हो तो कभी कभार आ जाता है कि लाथूर इज ए व्हाट? ड्रॉट प्रोन एरिया. अपार्ट फ्रॉम ध्यान craton, like Aravalli cratons, these are number of cratons are also there on the basement. On the basement I am talking about. I am talking about Archean rock system. I am talking about what? Archean rock system on the very basement of India where we are standing on the peninsular part. The peninsular is not made of a single rock. It's a what? Number of craton, they comes together to form the peninsula of India. To form the what? यार आज थोड़ा बफरिंग हो रहा है. Right, I will take care of that in next session. I don't know why the buffering is happening. Might be some issue from the internet. Right. Okay, I will take care of that. Let's see. Now what, हाँ, तो what I said, so that is what, because of this I said number of cratons are there will be what, number of cratons. So these cratons, when these cratons will move, earthquake will happens. उस समय हमें लगेगा भाई ये तो प्लेट का बाउंड्री है नहीं, then why the earthquake is happening? Because there the ancient rift valleys are there, paleo rift valleys are there, that is why. So that could be also a probable reason, otherwise there would be hot spot. अगर कहीं पे hot spot आ गया तो फिर इंट्रा प्लेट पे हो जाएगा, that could be right. So that is why. And the next important point is the fourth reason, human factor, human induced causes, the fourth one. But though this was the third cause, next cause is human causes. What is human causes? Mining, that is what, mining, construction of dam, oil and gas exploration, large reservoir. So these will also trigger the earthquake, like your Koyna earthquake that triggered because of the Koyna dam, human activities like construction of huge dam, mining, न्यूक्लियर टेस्ट, अगर अंडरग्राउंड पे हमने न्यूक्लियर टेस्ट कर लिया वो भी हो जाएगा फिर, दैट कुड बी ऑल्सो ए रीजन, राइट, दैट कुड बी ऑल्सो ए रीजन, वहाँ पे भी अर्थक्वेक हो सकता है. सो दैट मीन्स व्हाट वुड बी ह्यूमन फैक्टर, माइनिंग, oil gas exploration, nuclear test underground, heavy machineries, heavy machinery I mean say mason like हीराकुद जैसे डैम बना लिया, कोयना डैम बना लिया. तो वैसे अगर बहुत बड़ा बड़ा डैम बनाने लग जाए ना हम, फिर भी यूज, दैट मीन्स अर्थक्वेक होगा. क्यों होगा? बिकॉज द यूस्टैटिक चेंजेस, सॉरी नॉट यूस्टैटिक चेंजेस, सॉरी, आइसोस, that balance will take, but because of that balance, that we call it what, isostatic balance. isostatic balance मतलब क्या है? सोचो ये दोनों चीज, मेरा हैंड ऐसा है, अगर मैं इसी हैंड के ऊपर कोई चीज रख दिया, ये थोड़ा नीचे चला जाएगा. अगर ये प्रेशर दे रहा है तो ये ऊपर जाएगा रिलेटिवली, दिस विल मूव ऑफ, इज नॉट इट, मूव ऑफ. जितना नीचे जाएगा रिलेटिवली इट विल मूव ऑफ, like that. So they will balance themselves, and that is why. So isostatic balance also one of the reason that will cause the earthquake. That will also cause the earthquake. ये भी एक रीजन है, तो उसको भी मान के चलो. नेक्स्ट अर्थक्वेक मैनेजमेंट पे आता है. तो ये तो हमने देख लिया कि कॉजेस ऑफ अर्थक्वेक, कहाँ कहाँ अर्थक्वेक होता है, राइट, इसको हमने देख लिया. नाउ वी विल कम्स टू द मैनेजमेंट ऑफ अर्थक्वेक. भाई उसको मैनेजमेंट भी तो देखना पड़ेगा, मैनेजमेंट नहीं देखोगे, मैनेजमेंट भी करो. मैनेजमेंट के लिए कौन सा बॉडीज है ना, आई हैव रिटन द बॉडीज, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. देखो भाई ये जो स्लाइड मैंने बनाया ना बहुत ही ज़्यादा अच्छा है. मेंस, जो लोग यूपीएससी मेंस लिख रहा है, पीसीएस मेंस लिख रहा है, इनके लिए तो बहुत बढ़िया है. जैसे कि यूपीएससी मेंस इज आगे, मतलब राइट दिस वन. सो दिस डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट बॉडी इज दैट इज नेशनल डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट अथॉरिटी. 2005 पे जो डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट एक्ट आया था उसके तरफ से ये एक स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी बन गया. सो दिस स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी हेडेड बाय पीएम ऑफ इंडिया. तो ये एक इंपॉर्टेंट, इसको प्रीलिम पे भी पूछ सकता है कि जो नेशनल डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट एक्ट आया था कब आया था, 2005 में आया था, राइट. क्योंकि 1999 साइक्लोन वाज देयर, 2004 सुनामी वाज देयर. सो बैक टू बैक, व्हाई दिस. नाउ अगर मैं आपको पूछूं कि व्हाट वाज द बैकग्राउंड टू हैव दिस, भाई इससे पहले हमने क्यों नहीं सोचा इसको. ये जो अथॉरिटी था ना, नेशनल डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट एक्ट, इसके तहत जो अथॉरिटी बना नेशनल डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट अथॉरिटी, व्हाई दैट डिडंट केम अर्लियर, ये पहले से क्यों नहीं हुआ? क्योंकि इसका बैकग्राउंड जानना पड़ेगा. इट वाज 1999 सुपर साइक्लोन, 2004 सुनामी, तो ये दोनों इवेंट, एंड 2001 भूज अर्थक्वेक, ये जो तीनों इवेंट है ना, 1999 सुपर साइक्लोन, 2004 इंडियन सुनामी एंड 2001 भूज अर्थक्वेक, इन तीनों ने बैक मतलब हिला ही दिया था पूरा. समझ में आ रहा है ना. सो दीज थ्री बैक टू बैक, मतलब हाई रिस्क लेवल ऑफ डिजास्टर दैट फोर्स द गवर्नमेंट टू थिंक कि भाई कुछ एक्ट ऐसे कुछ करो, एक पॉलिसी बनाओ, एक बॉडी बनाओ. एंड दैट इज व्हाई दिस केम इन 2005. in what 2004 more than almost 20,000 people died. In 2021, almost more than 10,000 people died. In 1999, more than 10,000 people died. So these are the huge disasters, and that forced the government to enact an act, and that is why we are having the what National Disaster Management Act in 2005. This is the what background of the act. Will be headed by whom? The Prime Minister of India, chairperson. Role क्या है इसका? Policy formulation for the disaster management, including earthquake, issues guidelines for the mitigation preparedness, response coordination with the states and the local agency. These things are very important. देखो ये जो है ना, हर कोई डिजास्टर पड़ता रहता है कि अर्थक्वेक हो गया, दिस इज द रीजन फॉर द अर्थक्वेक, दैट वाज द रीजन फॉर द अर्थक्वेक, बट यू आर नॉट कमिंग इनटू द मैनेजमेंट. Civil service exam, they will test you, they will ask you the management, because at the end of the day you are going to manage the things, right? That would be, that's why. Now comes to second part. India's meteorological department, IMD, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ अर्थ एंड साइंस के अंडर आता है. इनका भी कुछ रोल है. ये भी अर्थक्वेक डेटा रियल टाइम ऑपरेट करता है, मॉनिटर्स एंड रिकॉर्ड्स करता है. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो IMD. ये भी अर्थक्वेक कहाँ पे होता है? रियल टाइम डेटा को मॉनिटर करता है. दैट इज वाई यू कैन ऑल्सो राइट अक्रॉस द इंडिया इशूज अलर्ट इंफॉर्मेशंस आफ्टर द सिस्मिक इवेंट्स. ये भी करता है. तो IMD का भी रोल है. IMD इज नॉट ओनली कन्फाइंड टू द वेदर प्रिडिक्शन, ज़्यादा ही लैक हो रहा है, राइट? एक मिनट. Right. So now what I was talking about, yes, हाँ. So apart from that, we are having Geological Survey of India, GIS. ये प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ माइंस, राइट? मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ माइंस के अंडर आ जाता है. रोल क्या है? स्टडीज ऑफ अर्थक्वेक प्रोन एरिया एंड व्हाट द फॉल्ट लाइंस, conducts geological and technological research, helps to assess the seismic risk zone. तो इसका भी आप नाम लिख दो, इसका भी काम लिख दो. सो यू हैव टू राइट दिस टू, राइट? इनको भी लिखना है, उसको भी लिखना है. So these are things. So now we are having what? There is a small information for you that we are having the Aarambh batch for the prelims and mains, Odisha PCS के लिए batch 3 for the foundation 1 in the 15th of June से start हो रहा है, राइट? एडमिशन आपका क्लोज हो रहा है, 15th of एडमिशन पे क्लोज हो रहा है. इसको यू कैन एनरोल it and use the code, right? Code is Raja. The code is here. You can see the Raja. The code is Raja because of the festive season. So you can use the code and get the maximum discounts. आपको वो मिल जाएगा. Next I will comes. Then the state disaster management authority. So ये भी आ गया. ये भी हर state like Odisha also having the draft. The National Institute of Disaster and Management, NIDM. This is also very important. ये भी आपको हेल्प करेगा डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट पे. दिस वुड बी ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अंडर द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ होम अफेयर, दिस इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज दीज आर द बॉडीज यू नीड टू राइट इन द आंसर. व्हेन आर राइटिंग दिस बॉडीज ना, दैट विल ऑटोमेटिकली इंक्रीज योर वैल्यू ऑफ द आंसर. दैट विल व्हाट? ऑटोमेटिकली इंक्रीज द वैल्यू ऑफ दिस. योर आंसर विल ऑटोमेटिकली इंक्रीज. गेटिंग माई पॉइंट एवरीबॉडी? तो इसको थोड़ा ध्यान दे देना, राइट? थोड़ा सा इसको ध्यान दे देना. चलो फिर इसको हो जाएगा ये. नेक्स्ट आई विल कम्स टू हियर. Now the building codes and the standard that ये भी है BIS. This was what BIS 1983 is what 1983 इस ये भी important हो गया. फिर यहाँ पे समरी मैंने डाल दिया, पूरा समरी. दैट डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट अथॉरिटी एक्ट ये हो गया एंड दैट इज व्हाट प्रोग्राम्स भी हो गया आपका. देन बिल्डिंग कोड हो गया, BIS हो गया, नेशनल अर्थक्वेक रिस्क मिटिगेशन हो गया, जोनिंग मैप जो होता है ना अर्थक्वेक मैपिंग, सो वो भी हो गया। तो ये पूरा मैंने डाल दिया इसको एक समरी करके, राइट, दिस इज ऑल समरी। तो इसको अगर आप समरी यहाँ पे डाल दिया, प्लस यू आर हैविंग दिस थिंग्स, राइट, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम हियर द मैनेजमेंट बॉडीज, दीज आर द बॉडीज, इसको अगर आप आंसर पे लिख रहे हो ना, so that will automatically increase your value of the answer. Now one thing, हाँ यहाँ पे अगर आप जोनेशन देखोगे कि जोनेशन ऑफ जो जोन हमने दिखाया था ना पहले, ये देखो, ये जो जोन, दिस इज व्हाट अर्थक्वेक प्रोन जोन, जैसे कि जोन 2 जोन, ये जो जोन 2 है ना, ये बहुत सेफ जोन, देयर वुड बी अर्थक्वेक बहुत कम होगा, 3 3.5 मैक्सिमम होगा तो 3 होगा, 2.5 से 3 मैक्सिमम दैट वुड बी देयर, राइट, ये आपका यहाँ पे दिख जाएगा, राइट। ये जो रेड दिख रहा है ना, रेड रेड रेड, दे आर जोन 5, जोन 5 मतलब व्हाट, मोर देन 6.5 7 रिक्टर स्केल में वो दिखेगा आपको, राइट, दैट विल बी देयर। जहाँ पे ये दिख रहा है ना, ये जोन 3, तो वहाँ पे 3.5 से लेके मैक्सिमम जाके 5 हो जाएगा। एंड दिस महानदी रिफ्ट वैली इज कमिंग अंडर द जोन 3, गोदावरी जोन 3, एंड दिस रीजन महाराष्ट्र, ऑल दिस रीजन इज कमिंग जोन 3। यहाँ पे ये कोयना जो हो गया ना, कोयना जोन 4 इज कमिंग अंडर द जोन 4। जोन 4 कहाँ पे होगा, जहाँ पे जोन 5 है उसका आसपास होगा, जैसे कि ये रीजन हो गया आपका जोन 4, राइट। तो यहाँ पे भी आपका जोन 4 एक छोटा सा है, बाकी ये जोन 3 पे आता है। एंड दीज आर द दिस ब्लू कलर्स, दे आर द जोन 2, मतलब लोएस्ट रिस्क है पूरा, राइट। ये भी एक आपका इंपॉर्टेंस हो गया। चलो फिर, राइट, तो अर्थक्वेक का पार्ट हमने खत्म कर लिया, अब हम चलेंगे वोल्केनो, राइट, समझ में आ रहा है सबको। तो उससे पहले ये आपका आरंभ बैच मैंने बोल दिया कि इसको एडमिशन चल रहा है, इसका राजा ऑफर अभी इस स्टिल देयर इज अ राजा ऑफर, यू कैन एनरोल इट and use the code Raja to get the maximum benefits, right, to get the what maximum benefits. Aarambh batch, join Aarambh batch and get the maximum benefits. The admissions 15th पे close हो रहा है, फिर भी आपको मिल जाएगा, don't worry। चलो फिर next I will say volcano, next I will comes to the volcano। तो बाकी earthquake हो जाएगा, is it clear to all? Now it's fine to all, earthquake is done to all, right everyone, earthquake is done। Now comes to volcano। Now point is that whether India is having active volcano, yes, everybody will say yes sir, we are having active volcano, everybody aware of that। Now why active volcano is here, not Himalayan region, anyone, why there is no active volcano in the Himalayan region, but here in form of Narcon Dam, and that is what barren island, there is active volcanoes, the most active is the barren island, why this, why this, why this happening, because the point is that this is oceanic plate, oceanic subduction, as I mentioned earlier, as here is continent and continent collision is happening, there is less subduction, subduction बहुत ही कम है, the subduction, this is the oceanic part where it will subduct more, as it is subducting more, so oceanic, either oceanic or oceanic and continent, here you can see there would be volcanic eruption, here would be volcanic eruption, here would be volcanic eruption, volcanic eruption, this is arc form, it's about arc form, that's what volcanic arc is there, right? Why? Because the point, as I said, it is because of the oceanic conversion, here you can see the oceanic conversion, and that will what lead to the subduction, the denser one will subduct below, and the Indo-Australian plate being the denser one, it will subduct below the, I would say here is a plate called Myanmar plate, यहाँ पे एक छोटा सा प्लेट भी है म्यांमार प्लेट, जिसको बर्मा प्लेट हम बोलते हैं, इट्स ऑल्सो बर्मा प्लेट। 2004 का जो आपका सुनामी हुआ था उससे वो हुआ था, दैट वाज द रीजन, राइट। गुड इवनिंग विजय लक्ष्मी। So that was the region. So here in form of Narcon Dam and barren island, another is also there, that is what Baratang also there, another is what Baratang, that is what I would say is a dormant one, that one also, so Baratang also another is there. So these volcanic islands here because of the subduction, so that is the region, right? So that is the reason. If somebody will ask you, okay, why? So simple, you have to say, okay, bhai dekho, this region, the Indian plate is moving like this, subducting below. अगर आप बोलोगे तो यूरेशियन प्लेट, और देयर इज ए व्हाट, माइनर प्लेट, बर्मा प्लेट. There is a what, minor Burma plate. There is a what, minor Burma plate. So this is the region. As there is what I would say, this one is oceanic, oceanic. So oceanic, oceanic conversion. So that means I would say oceanic, oceanic conversion. Here you can say oceanic continental as well, some region. But this region also I would not say continental, I would say oceanic, oceanic. It's a what, oceanic, ocean, because this is a small islands are there. उसको हम नहीं ले सकते भाई ये कॉन्टिनेंट है पूरा, राइट, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ओशनिक, ओशनिक कन्वर्जन. वेदर आई विल से कि जापान इज ए कॉन्टिनेंट, नो, जापान इज नॉट ए कॉन्टिनेंट, इट्स ए आइलैंड, सिंपल आइलैंड, तो उसको हम नहीं बोल सकते. तो दिस रीजन इज वोल्केनिक eruption here is happening due to that plate is subducting. When the plate will subduct, the volcanic eruption will take place, isn't it? Because of that, what, the rock will melt and it will come out. Then what kind of volcano is that? Now this barren island is what kind of volcano? Whether it's a stratovolcano, whether it's a sealed volcano, matlab what kind of? That is also a point of debate. What kind of they are? This is also you have to remember, right? Now here you can see the barren island is a stratovolcano. तो यहाँ पे वैल्यू एडिशन भी आपको मिल जाएगा, राइट. द बैरन आइलैंड, द मोस्ट एक्टिव एंड ए स्ट्रैटोवोल्केनो इज द व्हाट, मोस्ट एक्टिव. बैरन आइलैंड मोस्ट एक्टिव एंड ए स्ट्रैटोवोल्केनो. कहाँ पे है? अंडमान एंड निकोबार. एक्टिव स्टेटस क्या है? एक्टिव है, राइट. ओनली एक्टिव वोल्केनो इन इंडिया. नारकोन डैम, दिस इज व्हाट, डोरमेंट. दिस इज व्हाट, डोरमेंट. This is what, dormant. This is also volcanic island. Then there would be what, Baratang, mud volcano, middle Andaman, right. No magnetic, ये भी मतलब इसका कुछ अता पता भी नहीं है. This is the mud volcano, you have to remember this one, mud volcano. Then Deccan Trough extinct. This is what, extinct हो गया, so this would be extinct, Deccan Trough. यहाँ पे basalt, flood, basalt type of volcanic eruption took place, right, that was there. Then Dhinodhar remnant, Kutch पे है, गुजरात, extinct. Because UPSC asking question from here. ये जो slide यहाँ से question UPSC पूछ रहा है. In prelim they have already asked a question from here, right, they have already asked a question from here. तो यहाँ से question वो पूछ रहा है. They're asking question. So that is why we need to be aware. We need to be what? Aware. Right. So this is also there. So as I said, Deccan Trough, Dhinodhar, Baratangs. So these are also very important, right. North Andaman पे यहाँ पे भी है एक what, Diglipur, ये यहाँ पे भी mud volcanoes है. So these are also important, correct. These are also important, as I said, these are also what, important volcanoes. List of extinct volcano, Deccan Trough, Dhinodhar, then Tosam Hill in what, हरियाणा, तो यहाँ पे है. गुजरात कच्छ पे है. Then Pavagad in Gujarat, ये these are the extinct. Then Sankagiri in Tamil Nadu, these are the extinct volcanoes. These are the what, extinct volcanoes. Deccan volcanoes, location types. So flood, Deccan Trough is flood, Maharashtra, extinct. Dino Hill, that is what, Dhinodhar Hill, Gujarat, volcanic remnant. Tosham, ancient igneous dome. Then Sankagiri, Tamil Nadu, volcanic remnant. Then Pavagad, Gujarat, volcanic hill. तो ये सारे भी आपको याद रखना पड़ेगा, ताकि हम ना यहाँ से क्वेश्चन अगर कुछ आ जाए तो उसको आसान से कर सकेंगे, मतलब वी कैन डू इट, राइट. एंड द लास्ट वन इज दैट, so we are the Paripurna batch 4. So we are starting the foundation batch for the Paripurna foundation batch 4. जो क्लोजिंग डेट 15 जून पे क्लोजिंग डेट था लास्ट, राइट. आज तो 17 हो गया. फिर भी आप ट्राई कर लो कि आपको अगर मिल जाए तो राजो कोड अप्लाई करके, अदरवाइज यू कैन ऑल्सो अप्लाई माई कोड SHLIV, SH live capital SHLIVE. You can also use my code so that you can get the maximum benefit आपको मिल जाए. and enroll this course, the foundation batch पूरा 1 साल तक आपको चलेगा with recording and whatever the slides, आपको पूरा बैकअप मिल जाएगा, राइट. तो ये पूरा रहेगा. so this would be all the what जो volcanoes and earthquake of India I have discussed. Some of the values I have added to your preparations, I believe so, right. Like it, comment it, share it, so that would be the help for me, and that would be the motivation. And again I will comes with you and with some मतलब आप लोगों के लिए आऊँगा for you, and with some new topics and new concept. So with this I will end the session. Thank you everyone.